Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. This is the chart for the total lunar eclipse that's occurring on the 27th of July at 21:20 British summertime. That's the UK, of course. And it is visible in the UK, unfortunately not in the US. So you'll have to wait for another time. But this is a very powerful lunar eclipse because, here it is, it involves Mars, which is retrograde currently. So the Moon and Mars together with the South Node. And look and see opposite there's the Sun with the North Node. And look at this, it's making a right angle. It's called a T-square to Uranus in Taurus. Now these are fixed signs, and fixed signs, I happen to be one, I'm a sun sign Scorpio. It's difficult to budge, we can get entrenched in our attitude, our opinion, our belief system, our stance. And there's a saying, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Happiness comes from acceptance, is one part of it. And I just want to point out that Jupiter, now moving forward, is in this beautiful trine, a flow of energy. That's Scorpio, that's water sign, to Neptune in Pisces. So this is a huge amount. It's been going on a long time, but possibilities for great healing and connection to spirit, to the spiritual. Also at this full moon eclipse, I'm going to get to the bad news in a moment, but Venus is in Virgo at 19 degrees. And look at this, it's exactly the same degree as Pluto, god of the underworld. And that is again another trine, a flow of energy, in this time in earth signs. And Pluto is all about power, hidden power. Pluto is connected to the unconscious, the underworld. And Venus, the Venus-Pluto connection actually is a story in mythology of Persephone going into the underworld. I have got that story on my website, so take a look. But coming back to this energy of Mars, when Mars is at a right angle to Uranus, which it is at this eclipse, and it will be exact for the third time on the 1st of August, it's very difficult to stay grounded, easily accident prone, or people not looking where they're going. This happened to me last Saturday. I got anyhow, I won't go into that story, but it's very easy to lose your temper, especially with the heat wave that's currently in the UK. It's not easy to sleep when the weather is so hot. So the prayers for rain, I think, have been answered. Anyhow, this is called, this eclipse, a lunar eclipse, the blood moon. You might have seen that on the news. And it's the longest eclipse this century. We only had 18 years this century, so it's not a long time. But Mars, Aquarius, and Moon, this emotional feeling. And because it's fixed, as I said, it's a very difficult combination of energy. You might have felt unsteady. Another astrologer, Kelly Hunter, has mentioned this, and I think it's very true. A kind of feeling of being disorientated, and the unsteadiness is coming very much from the connection to Uranus. Uranus wants change. It's the planet of revolution, discovered at the time of the American War of Independence and the French Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution in the UK. So when a planet is discovered, it's about a new paradigm going, the zeitgeist, the collective awareness. Uranus is only just briefly going into Taurus. It will go retrograde back into Aries and then finally move forward next year, really. So we're only being given a taste of it. And this eclipse is very much that taste. So the question is, are you willing to change? Especially mental attitudes. Aquarius is a fixed mental sign, an air sign. It's to do with humanitarian. So the Sun is Leo, the king, and Aquarius very much the people. And with Uranus there, you can expect more protests to be occurring. Now, at any eclipse, the degree of the eclipse, which is 5 degrees Aquarius, is relevant for the next month. So only if it is connected to your chart. So you need to know your birth chart. astro.com is a very good website that will give you that information. I'm going to be putting on a webinar to do with Venus, because Venus is the evening star. And I want you to notice, if you look out tonight, hopefully it's going to be a clear night where you are, but you can see Venus now in the night sky after the sun has set. I know, of course, it's summertime, so the sun sets quite late in the day. But when you see Venus, look up, see her. She's very, very prominent. And then look to the left and you'll see Jupiter at the same time. These are the two benefic planets. And notice how they are both in good relationships to Jupiter, to Neptune, as I said, and Venus is also to Pluto. So there's an undercurrent here of great healing, great depth of feelings, and like the bubble bursts, you know, the things that's why I think the thunderstorms I know are predicted will be a very good expression of shifting that energy. And after a thunderstorm, we have this wonderful fresh air, the negative ions in the air, which is, I live near the sea, so that's the same thing, the same energy, to open yourself up to that new energy and not get caught in fights. Mars, Moon, stubborn, Aquarius can be fighting. And fighting anyone you fight on the outside is really, another astrologer, Sam Geppi, talks very much on the spiritual, is to go within and notice the courage that Mars has and the ability to withdraw projections from others and say, what's going on here? Where is it I'm being right? You know, all those kind of qualities. And any fight comes from control. Control is when, you know, I want it my way. Ever done that? I know I have. You know, and being aware of that fight, the way through is communication. Mercury is retrograde now. Does it 3 times a year. It's going backwards through the sign of Leo, to do with heart, to generosity, warmth. Here's that lovely quality of Leo. It's the sunshine, of course. The sun is strong in that sign. So it's about acknowledging your inner king or queen, that's Leo, and the generosity of the queen or king to take care of people in the realm. And that's where the combination of integration of the sun and the independence of the Aquarian energy, to bring those two together. It's very simple to do and very easy to do. So I'm going to give a little free meditation on exactly that. So watch this space. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com.